Boker Tov, good morning. We continue with Efeminah Daily Dose of Torah. I left you yesterday with the Gemara's assertion that we should not translate publicly the storyline that we're told in reviewing what happened with the Egel. When Moshe is very harsh with Aharon for what he allowed to happen. So what is it about that we should not want the Amacha, the folks to pay attention to? Let's see how the Gemara continues. Tanya, Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, Omer le'olam yehi adam zahir b'teshuvotav. A person should really be very, very careful in the types of answers that he might give. Shemitoch teshuvato sheheshivo Aharon leMoshe, because in the middle of the words of response that Aharon gave to Moshe, pakru ha'ma'ararim. The people who were looking always to cast aspersions and to create challenges to our faith, the unbelievers had license. Because when Aharon kind of defends himself, he says, I cast this gold into the fire, and out came this egel, this calf. Okay, let's read how Rashi explains. And because he said this, heizu pneihem, the unbelievers, we had license to be very bold. Lomar yesh mamash ba'avodah zarah, to claim that there really is some substantive thing to idolatry. I'll take this further. We'll look at the Pesikta, which is more explicit. V'ashlichehu ba'esh v'yatza ha'egel hazeh mikan amru l'olam yehi adam yizahir b'teshuvotav b'teshuvat she'ev she'var l'Moshe v'amar shlichehu ba'esh v'yatza ha'egel hazeh kafru minim l'mar mi'atzmo yatza. From all, it's pretty similar teaching until now. The people when they heard how Aharon described things, so in the future listeners will say that indeed me'atzmo yatza, this egel, this calf, emerged of its own. Aharon just threw in a blob of gold, and all that should have then emerged was a blob. He threw in a bag of gold, and all that should have emerged was a blob of gold when it cooled off. There was no shape to it. It seems it wasn't into a mold. But I threw it in, he said, and out came this egel. That's what it sounds like. Klomar, hu asok min egel, kasher b'kshim mimenu. So for the first depiction of it, he made it, right? He made the egel. Sounds like he shaped it. That's what he should have said to Moshe. But because he gave an inaccurate or an unspecific response, it left open the possibility that people would misinterpret and who are looking for ways to misinterpret, and indeed to say that there's something to Avodah Zarah. So people must be very careful, always be very careful in how you word your responses. That's the upshot. Tomorrow we'll look at a very different reading of the Pirkei Eliezer, which is kind of mind-blowing. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.